Now that we have our mounting platform all sealed up, we're going to go ahead and pilot out the holes here. And then the two on the back. But before we start drilling and marking, we're going to be measuring. And don't be surprised if it's off a few millimeters measuring wise. But we're going to be taking it first here. And what I'm getting is 18 millimeters from the edge of the saw to the edge of the platform. Same over here. 18 millimeters from the edge of the saw to the edge of the platform. Right here, I'm going to take it along the arm rail here, just as a guide. And I'm getting 54 millimeters. Other side, 55, let's see here. 54, 55 millimeters. Let's go to the back. I'm going to measure it with this corner, because there's an angle here. So, just like so. Okay, let me set this down, get a look at it. Let's see, it's looking like actually it's better if I do it right down the center line here and line that up with the corner. And then just push. Looks like I'm getting 96. Other side. .96. Okay, so we're good. We're all squared away here. We just need to drill the holes. We'll mark them first. All 4 holes, all 4 corners. We're going to go ahead and mark them and then drill them out.
Fresh content.
These holes are going to need to accommodate our 3/8 bolt. So we're going to start with the pilot. Call it 9/64. I'd like to point out that I made sure we're not going to be hitting the rails. I just have to be extra careful. Okay. I'm going very slowly because there's a rail underneath here. challenge for these Milwaukee drill bits. Instead of directly jumping to the 3/8, let me do the 5/16. Again, being careful not to hit the rail that's underneath here. A little bit too fast there. Kind of jumped on me. Okay, let's move up to our 3/8 now. Try slowing things down. Okay, now that we have the holes drilled out for the saw, we have Freckles here working on her mites. Okay, I want to refer you to the instructions. And as you can see, the carriage bolts are going to go from underneath through the rail. Just wanted to show you where we'll be putting those bolts. It's going to go here, and then one about halfway here. So let's set up underneath and do that. Okay, we're underneath. We're looking from the rear of the platform up to the front. As you can see, that's where the arms are. So we're going back here. And as you can see up at the front ones, those are easy enough to eyeball. And I was originally going to use a small drill bit, but decided to use, what is this, 9/64, just for a pilot, and then we're going to go up. The only issue I had is doing these rear. I had to jump up in size to 732. Reason being is because of the length of the bit to get up in there. Okay, so I did it there. Let me grab this light. And why do I have that ruler there? Because the instructions, there is no distance exactly. They just show you in a picture, point it out. So what I've done is I put up this little ruler here, clamped it to show you how to get a reading, so we can go ahead and match that to this side right here. And you can't see because of the clamp, but I can read it. It's 113 millimeters to the center. So as you can see, you can still see some light coming through. So we're going to do the same to the other side. Okay, if you recall, from underneath we eyeballed these front ones and we measured these precisely. I would advise that you not eyeball it from underneath like I did, because it didn't line up. It kind of shifted, and so we have to move this hole further back a little bit, but that shouldn't be a problem. And if you're going to be doing that, I've snugged these down. 13 millimeter deep socket. Okay, let's drill that out. Try again. Okay, got that taken care of. Worked out great. I think what happened was maybe when I had the clamps on, maybe this one wasn't clamped enough and it shifted when I drilled. So just check all clamps. Make sure you get all four. 1, 2, 3, 4 back here holding those rails. Okay, we have all 4 bolts on our saw mounting bracket. It's a 13 millimeter deep socket. Snugging it down, not killing it. Just where it's pushed into the wood a little bit, well, at least on this birch. It's nice and sewed. Now move on to the saw itself. Okay, we have the mounting bolts into the saw body. And those carriage bolts are there underneath. They clear. And all 4 of these saw mounting bolts. Going to be using 14 mil socket extension, 15 millimeter ratchet. Okay, that's on snug. Now what we're going to do is go across to the other end over here. And the reason being for that is so we can get equal torque on it. And then we're going to repeat the same process for the other 2. Okay, here she is, finally assembled. As you can see, it's nice and secure. Final thoughts? Well, this was more of a project than I thought it would be. As far as the bolts provided, I would switch these washers out for something wider. You can see it sinks into this wood, which is good. It's surfaced, it's completely stable, not an issue. just nitpicking. And as well, let's see on the bottom, washers. Well, no, these are good. Yeah, if we had these size washers on the other carriage bolts, of course, not the same width, but maybe if you're doing this, you may want to take this flat washer. If you recall, there's two washers there. Flat washer, then a lock washer. You may want to take that flat washer and go and get what are called fender washers, which are just a wider diameter, wider donut, basically. So the only thing left to do is to chop some wood. But as far as this project, it's all done. And it is a success. I would say everything is buttoned down tight. And as far as storage, that's something we'll have to take care of. You can take the whole unit off itself for storage, but we'll do that in another video. For now, I want to thank you for following along. This is part 4, and like and subscribe. I have many more videos which you like. Thanks, guys.